explore the questioning with you. And I would just like to understand from you, as a parent or as parents, how can we give girl children the wings to dream big?
I think really the responsibility lies with the parent, and parents, both of them, the father and the mother. I see a huge change in willingness of parents to just stop with a single girl child. I mean, earlier that was never the case. They would always be hankering after that boy child. So that itself is a very welcome change. But then once you have that girl baby or you have your boy child as well, treating them as equals and giving them the equal opportunity, giving them the equal freedoms is very, very important. I have heard complaints from girls saying that there are different sets of rules in my house for my brother and for me. I mean, my brother is allowed to have late nights, I have to get home at 7 o'clock, so few time, those kind of things. So there is a lot of importance to developing that trust between you and your child, so much so that the child feels that she has to live up to your trust. That is very important. And once that is established, then you can allow your child to go anywhere, do anything, because you know that that trust will never be broken and that she will always, have that to live up to. And then you don't have to worry, or you don't have to, of course, the safety concerns are there, but then from the other angle where, you want to give your son certain privileges and not your daughter, I think that is where the mindset has to be changed. And what is very important is that both parents should be, on the same wavelength. It should never be that the mother is saying one thing, the father is, contradicting, and because children are very sensitive to that and they can play up one against the other very easily, right from a very, very young age. So that is equally important. Make the home a place where the children can come and confide in you. I mean, there is a theory which says that parents cannot be friends if they want to be good parents. But I still believe that parents should be able to have that communication with their children, that the children can come and share with their parents first, rather than go anywhere else. If they want information, also come to the parents. If they are in some kind of trouble, definitely come to the parents. Or if they want clarity on something, then come to the parents. So those communication lines have to be kept open. It's a very dangerous situation if the child says that I cannot speak to anybody in my home. That was where joint families were very useful. I mean, if it was not the father or the mother, at least there was an aunt or a grandmother or a grandfather who were able to, provide that security to the child. And that probably was lost in this nuclear family setup, but that has increased the responsibility of the parents to be able to keep those communication channels open. That I think is very, very important. And then value sets, giving those values to your children. It's very easy for us to say it, it's much easier said than done. But the child has to see you living your values, the values that you are trying to impart to them. The child has to see you, kind of practicing them in your own life. Only then they will take them seriously, or they will try to imbibe them. So I think with this, if good parenting is a challenging job, and it's a never-ending learning process. Every day you learn something new about, what can go wrong, and parents have to be on their toes to be able to fight those things that turn up unexpectedly as well. You think you're doing the best job, but suddenly you realize that something has gone wrong, then you have to be ready to kind of counter that.
Thank you very much for this invigorating discussion. May I now ask the audience to pose any questions if you like? Yes, Tanvi.
Since you've been doing a lot of work at a grassroots level, we in Rotary have a lot of initiatives for girl child. Because what we've understood is, suppose there is a family of one son and one daughter, and they can only afford education for one child, they generally ask the boy to go. Is it the same even today?
Yeah, there is, see, one is for financial reason, they don't send, and sometimes it is also the mindset change. Like I remember when I was teaching in St. Xavier's, one 12th standard student came to me and said she wanted to do nursing, but her father wouldn't allow her to join nursing. So sometimes it is like, see, each case is different. You know, sometimes we tend to club everything together, but situation is different. So,
but you still have these
we
cases.
have
a
this
lot
type
of
of
these
cases, yeah.
Girl child will definitely help, right? From our club, if we are doing
Yeah,
such
say
kind of
if
programs.
let's say organization like us, the need, there's no uniformity in their needs. Each one
has different needs.
Yeah, different needs. So actually now one or two donors, they said that if you need any support, you just tell me. So like somebody says, I want raincoat, and also I call that person and say, can you provide a raincoat? I've called someone who is stuck, doesn't have bus fare, and I called Sandra, can you give her 200 rupees to someone who is stuck in corner? So it's like, you know, it's small thing, you know, you need, it's not like a very big scheme. And then what happens, you know, with all these application, now I'm talking about rape compensation, the procedure is so arduous, you can't avail. You talk about schemes for women, the 2,000 rupees, how difficult it is for some, they can't fill the form. And then you have, you know, all these middlemen, to fill the form only 100 rupees, 100 rupees, 200 rupees they will charge, and to fill the form. Poor people don't have money, I mean they don't have money, that's why they're filling the form. But to fill the form, to make a ration card, you know, even this small service, if I mean, Rotary can, you know, somebody, if you want to make a ration card, somebody wants to apply for an Aadhaar card, you know, the needs are so different. Somebody has to get a birth certificate, somebody wants, for various things, various needs are there. So this kind of facilitating services for them. So they don't have to pay, even to type an application, you know, they need help. They don't, so nobody's there to type. You know, we type an application, and we're talking about education. This 10th standard, now I told you about this, the 10th standard, 12th standard. So we say, okay, I'll dictate an application, you write it. I mean, the education is so poor, you know, they can't write. So even after dictating, so I said, I called that one now in this SMS age, call CL Kella, and they're writing letters to the government with all these short form. I said, I looked at the application, I said, send me a copy of what you said. I dictated the letter. I couldn't make sense of that letter because everything was in SMS language. So, you know, it's education also, things have become, the reality is completely different. Okay, whenever somebody has, father has not paid the fees, okay, he's not a child, when admission is to be done, and we said you have to pay the admission fees. So please send a note. He's gone, we just left them and went to his house. So I said, write this letter. And he said, on so and so date, the admission will be there. He left a blank saying that date so and so. Then he said, the father just took a child from the school and went away, but didn't allow the child to answer the exam. And so we had left blanks. And he said, just fill in this blank and you send a letter. Then I said, just send me a copy of what you have said. I've got the letter with all the blanks. This is what we have sent. So, you know, that kind of, so I feel that sometimes if people need just help in completing, because if I'm writing a letter somewhere for someone in Sangli and Prerna and all, it becomes a bit difficult because we can only do it through WhatsApp or thing. So taking out a printout. Now this is like small services people need. So that is what we need. But definitely in terms of what we call it charity, but this we don't do. So we keep calling people, can you give this, can you give that. Sometimes it's small. Now somebody sent me today 600 rupees, I have to buy this book, I have the bills, can you get me? Because my husband didn't give the maintenance. See, especially these cases of domestic violence, every month the husband has to pay, but he decides not to pay. By the time you go to court, it's a long story. So you need immediate assistance. So this is something which we are facing and we are doing grassroots work.
Ranveer, what you're saying is a reality. I mean, if there's an option between the boy and the girl, there's a lot of opportunity cost also that is looked at. Like sending the girl to the school will mean that maybe the mother is working somewhere and there's somebody who has to be in the house to look after the siblings or to do the cooking. So better not to send the girl. So even if you offer to pay the fees, yet they will not send the girl, because of the circumstances in the house. So there is a lot of that, and we don't realize it. Once I myself felt ashamed because I was furious with one student and I was firing her left and right, and she kind of broke down. And then the mentor came to me and told me, ma'am, I think you were a little too harsh on her. She comes from a very, very difficult situation at home. And then when I got back to talking to her, an alcoholic father, beating the mother, and we don't think of these realities. I mean, they don't come to the fore of our mind that somebody must be going through this also on a daily basis.
And alcoholism is a very, very big problem. And if I don't know, counseling services, if you're done, I don't know what you can do. Yeah, counselor. People just want to go and talk to someone. So counseling service is something which you can think about.
So we do a lot of programs on mental well-being as well in schools and
programs is one thing, and one is immediate need. Like now, yesterday one girl called me up middle of the night and said this is what the husband did, and so she called up the police because this person happens to be a police. So he's saying this person has gone on job, he's a police driver, he's drunk. And then the police had to take action against him. Like immediately need a thing. Now the point is that situation you have about it. But what about the long-term, rehabilitation of people? We don't have proper rehabilitation of people for those who have addiction problem. Now we have casino addiction. Lots of problems we have. So to deal with addiction, because once it becomes an addiction, it's a disease. You can't do social talk. It is a disease. It has to be treated as a disease. So, can we set up something like de-addiction centers or assist or whatever? Propose de-addiction centers, and it is need. And we talked about not reaching the internet. This issue of drugs and all. We've had Sange, those 8 years, 9 standard students, drug addict. Going as escort for this thing, and we are taking them. They are minors. We have to put them in apna ghar. Now the police do not want to register a case because it gives the number goes up. So there is constant effort to kind of hush the issue. So we are not dealing with the problem. So we need I've had students, parents coming to me saying my child is into drug addiction. It's associated with a lot of shame. People come to know. So you need something where people will get privacy, their confidentiality is protected, whatever. So this is something which we really, really need to look at. And it affects people from affluent families. It affects people from the lower strata also, because they think that's a way of peddling will give you money. So this is one. And the second thing which I can suggest to the Rotarians is this concept of, this is what I think is a supervised study. Now what happens when parents are working at home, are at work, children are at home. And there is a constant worry now, how do we look after them? There's other things they're sending them for tuitions. Some children don't need tuitions, but we are forcing them because there's nobody to look after them. So in fact, I proposed to Nirmala Institute of Education, why not have the time when they are after school, say 1:30, 2:30, 3:30 till the parents come home. You have, like in boarding schools, you have tutors, and they children are in boarding school, but there is a time for study and they're completing their homework or whatever. So this supervised study is not like tuitions per se, but there is somebody. So there are teachers who can supervise, or they pay to look after them. Each child does their homework, so we know in that time is productively used. They finish their homework, and parents are also, we don't have creche for small children. We don't have creche-like facilities for children going to middle school and high school. So something like that. So this is a need of society. And if in each, like say, starting Bangalore, you can even collaborate with, say, institutions, like, say, Nirmala's. It would be a good service that would be provided to society.
Thank you, ladies, and it's been a fantastic discussion today evening. I think they deserve a huge round of applause. Shweta will talk about book in the club, and then is going to repeat the same.
That's why your library.
Latest book, 11 books, stories from Goa Network. And now I would ask them to do the honors of giving the mementos to our distinguished panelists today. We'll start with Dr. Sabina Martin.
May I request Urvija also to please come forward. Harsh, Josh, Club Secretary.
Joshua, Club Secretary.
Club Secretary. Dr. Sabina Martin.
Dr. Fleur D'Souza.
Take some time.
Dr. Radhika Naik, thank you very much. I propose the vote of thanks for the evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we come to the close of our enlightening panel discussion on women empowerment, it is my honor to extend the vote of thanks on behalf of the Rotary Club of Panaji Rivera. I would firstly like to express our deepest gratitude to our esteemed panelists, Dr. Sabina Martins, Dr. Fleur D'Souza, Ma'am Heta Pandit, Dr. Radhika Naik. Your insights, experiences, and wisdom have been truly inspiring and have undoubtedly sparked a meaningful dialogue on women empowerment. A special thank you goes to our event chairperson and moderator, Lieutenant Harshvardhan Bhattpuri. Your dedication and skillful moderation ensured that the discussion was engaging and impactful. We also extend our sincere thanks to Mrs. Urvija Bhattpuri for her invaluable assistance in putting this event together. Their efforts behind the scenes have been crucial to its success. We are immensely grateful to our sponsors whose generosity and support made this event possible. Models Group, Rotarian Nathivas, Broadwings, Rotarian Raghavendra Shetya, Mission Tempo, Mr. Yogesh Tempo, sorry, Mr. Rajesh Tempo, Limited editions gift store, retained Claire D'Souza. Swastik Hospital, retained Sahil Ahwal Parker. Finally, I would like to thank our President, retained Nelson Xavier, the members and family of the Rotary Club of Kanichi Rivera, and the attendees. Your support and assistance have made Prerna a grand success. Thank you all once again and for being a part of this remarkable event.